Hey guys! Welcome to Say What with Waht and Chris. My name is Waht, and I'm going to allow 5 minutes for everyone to get into the room. Hello, Ramsterdam. Hello, Mickey. Thank you guys for leaving comments early. It just shows how much you guys are just excited. I had some time this morning, so I got up very early this morning to tell everybody about this show. So I want to thank those of you who are slowly trickling into the room. I 100% appreciate it. Yeah. So I'm gonna let you guys do what you do. Take your time, chilly wills. I think I'm gonna put up a picture for everyone to just kind of look at while I do everything that I'm supposed to do. Well, I'm already done everything. Like I was super prepared for this. Like I got up early, did what I had to do. I started putting my makeup on early. I was just hanging out waiting for this to start. Here's this. Just everyone just stare at this. Digest it, talk about it, tell me what you think about it. Oh, this is even better. Maybe that shouldn't be the first thing that I put up, censorship wise. Okay. Demi, welcome. Oh, good morning from Perth. Oh, Perth, Australia. Hey, girl, hey. Angelica, hello. Okay, I'm going to add Chris into the room now. She has made it. And there we go.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Pouring water in my thing. You guys, happy Thursday. I bought a new ring light. This one is from Kodak. And this is the warm light because I was having such issues with my ring light. So this is so exciting for me because I have like a new toy. That's warm. That's cool. Warm, cool. Wait, warm, cool. Which one do you like, Wah?
Cool.
Honey, crazy, sexy, cool,
Hello, Triwa. Hello, Ingrid. Thank you so much, Angelica.
Ah, Triwa, thank you. I've never seen you before. I haven't seen that name. Hi. Love me, Angelica. Thank you. I tried to give a little like liner and obviously just like pink, pinky, pinks. So.
Hi, Ingrid. Welcome.
I love those glasses, Wa.
Thank you.
What else is happening, Wa? What's happening? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I was just, I got a new ring light as well. It was on sale. Amazon was like, we're having a sale. This ring light is $30 off. And I was like, you don't say. Okay. So I purchased it.
Who makes it? Do you know?
Newer.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one I had was the Diva ring light.
Yeah.
And this is newer. And it also has the warm setting, but you have to change out the little like plates on it, which I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
Hi, Miss Librarian Lady. Hello.
Yes. I love the 90s edge on that picture. Miss Librarian Lady, there's like your photo gives like this 90 edge to the film that I really, that reads really well for me. I enjoy it, I'm doing a mani while watching. Angelica, what color? I really need to get a manicure pedicure. I'm going to a friend's birthday on Saturday and them hooves are dry and I got to get them cleaned up. I got to get them looking good. So, what are you rocking right now on them toesies and nailsies?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I've just got I put on a nail polish over my nails that need to get redone.
Yeah.
And then, so there's that. This is a hard gel or a builder gel. So this
Yeah.
is natural nail. It's just got a hard, like a gel on top. And then on my feet, I've got like a pastel blue. Yeah, I actually like it. So
There's
I
this.
don't know when I'm gonna get my nails done again. I'm just like, meh, it's fine.
I did watch this YouTuber I love. I don't really watch a lot of YouTubers, period, the end, but I have one that I love, Alexandra's Girly Talk, and she just released a video. I mean, her latest video was like, I think maybe uploaded yesterday, but the one before it was like she showed how she does sculptor gel, like how she molds it, puts it on and molds it with a brush and everything. It actually looks totally fun. Like it definitely looks totally fun to do on like where you get to pat the product into the desired shape. But like with my left hand, I don't know how you would do it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Would be hard with the left hand. But here we go. Hey guys, welcome to Say What with Waht and Chris. My name is Waht.
My name is Chris.
And this is episode 19, you guys. Do I have any moderators in the room? And if I do, can you please block Chris Legend? Thank you. Block him. Is anyone a moderator? Block him. Great. I don't know who's a moderator in the room. I don't think any of them are in here. They were. It looks like they're asleep, these two. Look at these two. They were here.
I'm a moderator on your channel.
And they just are now asleep, these two.
Oh, I got it. Wait 1 second. I can do this, can't I?
Look, not here.
Okay. Remove. Look, Chris, I'm so sorry, dude, but like you can just come in.
Don't, please, just do it.
I think I did it, but it's like I've never done it before. Like,
okay. So now that we've got that, let's move on. Okay,
yeah,
guys.
Can I just say something like you can make a case for people like if you wanted to be like trying to like put some sort of like information out there that people can do what they want to do, or free speech is one thing, but you can't just come out here and then just like start saying like horrible, right? Horrible homophobic shit or anything. Like again, it's like no one's point is being made by just like coming in aggressively and violently, like, well, I guess showing that your point is not to like stand up for art or stand up for artists, but your point is to make other people feel other. So God bless. God, we're really doing a bad. Okay, well, I did a bad job of like I can't do it. I'm okay. Can I ask you a question? Because all I can guess I do. Oh, I'm not a moderator on your channel, I guess, right? Is that what's happening? What?
Don't worry about it, Chris. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
All right. So, first topic that we are going to talk about is the homophobic comments made by DaBaby this weekend. And everyone's talking about it. I'm going to talk about it because I stand the LGBTQ AI plus community. I believe I got everything. Domestic Gordita, hello, hello, hello. And, and to talk a little bit about this quote unquote agenda that is being, thrown about. Anyways, so DaBaby, let me get a good picture of him, was at a concert this weekend. And I was just starting to like this guy. And that's what sucks about it. I was just starting to like this guy. And then he just like came out with something stupid and crazy to say. And here is the comment that he made. Oh no, that's the response. Oof. I think here it is. You know what I did? I wrote it down. Okay, it says, if you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of them deadly sexual transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2 or 3 weeks, then put your cell phone lighter up. And then he said something about women, if your vaginas smell like water. And then he said, fellas, if you ain't sucking D in the parking lot, put your cell phone lighters up. Now, I have a couple things to say about this. One, we're calling them cell phone lighters. That sounds stupid. 2, what decade is the baby from? Because not only is his comment just rooted deeply in homophobia and just like dumb and ignorance, it's also the idea that HIV and AIDS will kill you in 2 weeks. Since when? Since haven't we all been taught? Don't we all know that like if you catch HIV earlier before it can go into AIDS, like you can take medication to basically make it so that it's non-transferable. Like leaps and bounds have come out of technology that we have with this, with the STI. And so like it's just so ignorant. It's so stupid. Chris and I have had this argument before, but I'm like, honestly, I would rather have sex with somebody who has HIV or AIDS than fucking herpes. So like, that's how much I'm like, think it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, and it's just like
something. We had an argument about that. I don't remember.
Yeah, you were like, you're dumb. And I was like, okay, well, all right. But like, I just was like,
the context you're giving, like you're like bringing up something that I don't remember is like, I don't know if like, okay, well, I love you. All right, well, okay. I'll just let you talk and then, okay, right.
And then, so like, yeah, it's just so much is just wrong with that statement. Then his response was, anybody who done ever been affected by AIDS, HIV, y'all got a right to be upset. What I said was insensitive, even though I have no intentions on offending anybody. Yes, you did. You wanted to offend, you wanted to isolate, you wanted to segregate, you wanted to otherize or other. But the LGBT community, y'all tripping. I ain't tripping on y'all. Do you? Y'all business is y'all business. No, I mean, if it was their business, then you wouldn't have made the comment. You like made a comment about guys giving head, but didn't make it for women. So it's obviously about that, right? It's not about both genders or whomever giving head in the or sucking D in the parking lot. You're specifically talking about men. And then he's talking about brands and networks and artists that like to profit off of Black rappers. And then then he like tries to pivot into some like, you don't support Black people, like nonsense. But I'm just like, you are anti-Black because there are Black people with AIDS. There are Black people that are part of the LGBTQ IA plus community. So if you are going to push those people away, then you're pushing a whole group of Black people away too. Chris, your turn.
I mean, I personally like just, I think that what he said is absolutely disgusting. And my first thought was like, oh, like, what is your deep-seated hatred of why is that so violently against gay men? Is there like, my first thought is like, what does that mean? What is that hiding? And like, what is underneath that? So like, this is like, there's a psychology part that I'm like, what is this? And he has garnered support from such, non-stained current relevant people like T.I. Always, this is what is interesting because T.I. is obviously going down with like claims here and there of literally drugging and raping like multiple women over the years. And Boozy Badass, I guess, also like came in support of DaBaby, and ironically, or maybe something that was like somewhat like of note, Chris Brown came out vehemently against DaBaby, and basically in an Instagram story, basically never says anything, was like, if you're a rapper, just shut up, like don't say shit like that, like just basically called him out for it. And he has lost some business ventures. Yeah, I think that it's obviously a statement that doesn't take responsibility for where he is, nor any sort of accountability. It's very fighting. It's very aggressively defensive without it really taking into account the empathy of like, there's a history of many people dying from this that has like, that wiped out a generation of marginalized people in the 90s and like early 2000s. We're talking about like men and gay men, like generations of like artists and things that people that lived in New York at the time were just taken away from us and as like a human species. I think that, there's like a devastation aspect like that I think that as the gay community, it's like generational, you're like, it's there, so I think that there's a lot of ignorance in this world, and I think that we are hopefully coming into like some sort of age where the pro of the internet is the sharing of the human experience and hopefully illuminating how to understand and empathize with people that you wouldn't necessarily, because you are hopefully able to see enough narratives or expressions of their pain and trauma and suffering to see your own in, right? That's, I guess, what theater does, I guess, is like a mirror to you in society, that like you see someone else's pain and suffering, you identify with it, and you're like, oh, we are all in this, So I think that I want someone when they speak such horrible words that are obviously so rooted in ignorance, I want someone to come to a place of having those defenses lost so you can really change and evolve and grow, right? I want that for him. And obviously this statement didn't have that. And then, but what I also want is the capacity for that to happen. So what I'm hoping is that he learns, not in defensively like this happened to me in an angry place, but why it's so traumatic to like have the platform that you have and be mean. Be mean to your fans and be mean to people that generally loved you. So I don't know. I guess that's where I'm at. I want the capacity for him to empathize and understand what he said and how horrible it was, and I want there to be a capacity for us to forgive him and understand. So I want both. We'll just see what happens. Well,
yeah. Yeah. I just think that it was just like, bleh. So Dua Lipa came out and said, I'm surprised and horrified at DaBaby's comments. I really don't recognize this as the person I worked with. I know my fans know where my heart lies. All right, he's off. Or my heart lies. And I stand 100% with the LGBTQ community. We need to come together and fight the stigma and ignorance about AIDS and HIV. Yeah. So unfortunately, I mean, that song is one of my favorite songs, this Levitating song. I was like super, super into it when it came out.
I'm levitating.
Yeah. And it's just like unfortunate that this person had to, he was like, oh, it was a call to action. And I'm like, you say single ladies, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Put your hands up.
Yeah. You're not like those who have a STI, get into the back. Like, it's just like, it's too much. It's too much.
It's very specific for someone who isn't gay to be so specific. It's like a lot of specifics and a lot of negative imagery and a lot of weird shame to say about someone who you are not or would know, like it's poignant in that way. And I just, this is what there's like a natural shakedown of things. So DaBaby's going to lose fans because of this unless he does what I said, which is like truly understand from a place of forgiving and sorry, I was like, what is she doing? But yeah, so I think that, either he does that or he loses fans, and it's kind of like a weird laissez-faire, version of the economy that now applies to the economy and social currency, right? So we'll see how it plays out.
Unfortunately, I just don't think that he's going to lose as many fans as we think. I think he's going to lose sponsorships and he's going to lose like money that way. But I don't know that. I think he's still appealing to a group of people that are going to either who are his fan base and who he was talking about. They're just going to kind of shun it away. Like it's just, one never knows with these cases. I think, as Kate says, like he won't lose enough fans. Like he will lose fans, but not enough to actually make a dent in his pocket.
I see what you're saying. True fans of his or whatever, and even maybe ones that were like early on in his career, because like he's he's a big deal now and surely at the precipice of even being a bigger superstar in the world, because he's a very entertaining person. And I liked his song with Megan Thee Stallion, like I walk around like for the past like spring, honey, just like constantly being like, that's not the baby, that's my baby. I think it's really funny. Like there's, anyway. Okay, so like that's just an unfortunate thing that I can't think of is the cutest thing in the whole world. But I also feel like think about the artists that will no longer work with him, and think about the sponsorship. So he is losing out on things, and whether he contains a core group of fans that will go and buy his records and will go to concerts and buy his merchandise, sure, but like he's going to lose out on remixes and stuff like that, official features and stuff like that, I think. So, because obviously, yeah, like people Dua Lipa came out, has the big song with him, like it's. And anyone who's going to be associated with would have to bring into account what that means for their gay fans. And gay fans love music. I feel like the gay demographic of fans is a diehard true base you would always want in your camp, as long as you're not a horrible homophobic person, because like gay men love music, gay dance clubs like started songs, like gay dance clubs and stuff like that is like, the influence of like disco and voguing. It's like Black culture to music is pivotal, right? Like pretty much every style of music or every musical artist like would count Black musicians or Black quote unquote music as being inspirational. And so there's a whole part of that. And there's a whole part of like the current like pop culture scene that has to give it to also gay men because of the influence, like drag balls, underground clubs, New York clubs, voguing, like remixes like that have like that EDM or like gay vibe. Like, like when you hear these songs like by female pop artists, you can tell when they're just like, I'm not going to play these in the gay clubs, honey, because they know they do it. It's a whole demographic. So, and that's why Lil Nas, is appealing in a way because he is combining cultures that have not been able to be combined before, right? No one has done. Who's done this? What male rapper has been able to accomplish on the level that he has? Combining like hip hop and gay culture. And it's loud. Both are loud, right?
Yeah. So that being said, let's move on to the next topic, which is Lil Nas X and Jack Harlow's song Industry Baby. I believe it's called Industry Baby. Hold on, I was just listening to it. And it is, listen, this music video is so intentional and great in its intent, and something I have never seen. It was giving me Lady Gaga vibes when she did that hello, hello, baby, you call that, can't hear
a thing. Oh, telephone.
So in that music video, she's got a bunch of women together in a prison, and like she's like strutting down the hall, and that's what this scene kind of reminds me of. But there's so much imagery, specifically and especially this one, of these men dancing in the shower naked. And just the whole, you can say what you want to, and you may not, whatever your proclivities are, your choices are. This is for his community. This is for little Black boys growing up, in wherever place they grow up, in the myriad of places, and they can finally see a Black male, dark skin rapper who is celebrating his dark skin, celebrating his full lips, celebrating his whole entire look, celebrating being queer, and celebrating just like who he is. When he says that there was a time when he hated himself because of what sometimes his community and what sometimes like the world has told him about himself. And so I thought that it was really, really, it was just nice to see something different. And then on top of that, and this is something that is not necessary, and I think it was having a little bit of controversy for a second, was that he had a rapper who is not a part of the LGBTQ community join him on the track. And then that rapper being not Black was a whole other level too. But some people were like, oh, it gave it validity. And I'm like, it doesn't give it validity to me, because I felt like Montero was a whole thing and I loved it, So, yeah, Chris, what do you think?
Oh, you know what? I'll be honest. I haven't seen the video, so like horrible. I didn't realize we're talking about. I guess I did realize that's my fault. I thought more about the baby than I should have
Oh,
watched this video and I'm
no worries.
done.
No worries. You don't have to
Um,
have an opinion about it. It's okay. But yeah,
I
I mean, they're
Oh, can I say
wearing.
one more about
Yeah.
Jack Harlow? I think I sent it to you. Did like and anyone in the room? Did you guys see that video of Jack and Sweetie like meeting up? I think it was like in front of like the AMAs or Grammys. I don't even know. I mean, I hate award shows, so like they all mix together. Like obviously one of the music ones, my loves. Like could have been BET Awards. What?
We talked about it on the show.
Oh, good. So that video exists. So I just wanted to point out that we had talked about him, and that video was cute with a T because like they're like kind of like flirting, and he's kind of like mask about it or whatever. And I think that everything is fake, and so even if it was staged, it was like a PR stunt gone beautifully. By the way, we didn't put this on the agenda or I don't look at the agenda, but Sweetie's gonna have her own McDonald's meal and it consists of a Big Mac and some chicken nuggets and like a bunch of sauces.
That's interesting.
Yep. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi. Hello. Welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. Okay. So next on the agenda, another album that came out, since we're talking about albums that came out, is not an album, but a song that came out. Did I take a picture of it? Yes. So Normani finally gave us another song, Jesus.
I know.
Jesus. I mean, how long do we have to wait between singles? But I think she's got some stuff going on just from her Instagram. So she came out with a song, Wild Side, with Cardi. Of course, Cardi's, verse is explosive and Cardi-esque. And then Normani is doing a lot of dancing. A lot of the tableaus are really pretty. She's got like the opening scene where she's, I think, wearing leopard or some kind of skin print. And then the next scene, I think, is the one where she's got like on the bag. It's clear plastic and they're dancing. That's not the next one, but there's just different tableaus of different looks that she's giving, and she's serving through all of them. Now, it took me a couple times for the song because Normani has unless the beat is banging, her vocals are not necessarily my favorite. It's just like and listen, you can drag me if you want to. I felt the same way about Aaliyah. I am not into that high, like, sound. I need a full belly or diaphragm or chest voice singing. And Normani, Aaliyah, Janae Aiko, they all give me this like, let me know, let me know. And I'm just like, there's a place for it, but it's never my favorite. It's never my go-to. And yes, Angelica says the choreography was sickening. So that's really why I was there, is to see her dance, because I think that she's a really good dancer. And I'm entertained by her also because like she's a dark-skinned, like, Black girl doing it, and not just like just chocolate, because I think a lot of times like, oh, I'm dark skinned, and I'm like, no. But anyways, there's a whole other conversation when people get mad at me because they're like, I'm dark skinned. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm dark skinned. So what? No, we're not the same. But anyways, and so
something. Or go ahead about the video. Are you moving on, or you're not moving on?
No, you can go ahead and say.
Normani gives me like Sierra vibes, in that just someone who, I mean, is an amazing performer and connect with the camera. I think that Normani actually has a better singing voice than Sierra, but I also feel Sierra, and then I also feel like Normani can dance like nobody's business, and that way it makes me really happy. I will say that some of the images and choreography when she's dancing with like a version, when she's dancing with herself or whatever, it was like kind of like that. It was kind of like the Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B vibe, where it's like a scissory type look or whatever, like two girls were scissoring or whatever. And I think that maybe I didn't quite feel like it was how sexual some of the imagery was like maybe just a little like not as I don't know, it kind of took me out of it for me because of how talented of a dancer she is. I don't know why. I think it was also because I was just like, oh, we just kind of saw that. I just like kind of like, is this what it is now? Like every video with two girls better be like, are these girls about to scissor? You know, like it feels like, all right, well, okay. And that's coming from someone who loves thought music. So, I mean, I don't know. I just don't want to see like people like doing images so closely when like it's already been like sort of a like paramount image. Like we already like the Meg Cardi B doing that at, you know, on live TV, like was a whole topic of like FCC fines. Like we've like, it's a image we've seen, you know, like, and was like at the time, like really like, oh, you know, but like, it was kind of like, oh, so she's just going to do that with like a photoshopped version of herself. Anyway.
The straights. So that's what I wanted to bring up. Speaking of Black women, let's talk about Simone Biles.
Oh, God.
Okay. So it's so interesting because Simone Biles took herself out of the games, the Olympic Games, because she said that she wasn't having like good mental health situations. This is kind of like the same thing we heard from Naomi Osaka. Like, listen, it's a lot to be on the world stage. It's a lot to be a Black woman on the world stage. Chris said something really great on Instagram where she said whenever she's going to talk about it, but she's going to say something really great about just like world stages. And, you know, when people who are not athletes make comments about athletes choosing to do something or not do something. So one of the things that we had, one of the comments that was said by Piers Morgan, who has met Simone Biles, as we see in this picture right here.
I didn't know that.
And, you know, you're a great champion, Simone Biles. They reaffirmed, we met 2 years ago. Great champions don't quit. They get back on their feet when they're knocked down. So rearrange, to re-engage in these Olympic Games, win gold, inspire. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like, this is him backpedaling after he said this. Are mental health issues now the go-to excuse for any poor performance in elite sport? What a joke. Just admit you did badly, made mistakes, and will strive to do better next time. Kids need strong role models, not this nonsense. First of all, why is she a role model? Why does Simone Biles need to carry on her back being a role model for someone's kid? 1. 2. She is taking care of herself so that possibly when she comes back, she will be in a better place. Why should she run herself into the ground at 22, 23, not quite sure how old she is, for you to feel better? Thirdly, you're not American. So what is your dog in this fight? It's not like are you rooting for the Americans gymnastic team and you're just like, oh, my favorite player bowed out. Also, I heard this on another podcast. Michael Jordan left at the top of his game twice. So like, what is it about Simone Biles and Naomi that caused this like ricochet of thoughts from men who only exercise is like hand to mouth, right? Like no, Piers Morgan doesn't get up and do anything. And then I saw another thing on Twitter where this man made a comment about, I can't remember her name. Somebody from the 90s who basically was played injured.
Are you talking about Carrie Strug? No, not play.
Yes.
Okay, maybe we're not going to, she didn't play injured. She like actually injured herself and they made her like go out.
And they made her keep going. And she had to like quit at the age of 19 from the sport because she hurt herself so bad. And so just for this silly Olympics, I mean, it's not silly. Sorry, I don't want to say that for someone who is actually, you know, this is their whole life. But like people end up spending a lot of money on the Olympics, going broke for the Olympics. And being an Olympian doesn't necessarily mean that you have a whole career afterwards. Like a lot of people who are Olympians just get the medal and kind of have to go back to their day job afterwards. It's not like it's something that it puts you on a platform, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee you any kind of extra money at the end if you hurt yourself. All the Olympians that are out there, we only know certain names. Like we don't know everybody. So it's just like, it's not like it's the NBA. It's not like it's something that's going to, you know, continue making you money. it's just a lot. It's a lot. And it's a lot. And I support this Black woman being this, taking herself out of it. Whew, I support it. Go. Sorry, Chris, you can go ahead.
Lindsay brought up something and I'm going to, okay. So yeah. So, yeah, like Simona's been through more than I've ever, a lot, she obviously is the greatest gymnast in the world that there ever has been. Period. Okay? There's no other. She does moves so complicated, so hard, so untouchable by anyone else that the Olympic Committee is like, oh, we're going to score you less than what you deserve because it's just not fair for anyone else. That's like, okay. She is one of the very strong women who, as a gymnast, putting her body under crazy amounts of physical stress for years in giving up a childhood and a young ladyhood to train the way she did all of that, and then got to the level she did by being horribly sexually abused by someone in a mentorship/medical health level for her, who then she had to simultaneously help take down, and people that were supposed to be taking care of her because she was a very young girl didn't. And she still got to what she did. She still is doing it. And then she also, has like family issues that are happening between people in her life. Okay. Like on top of that, she deals with everything the Waht talks about being like a very strong Black woman who has to deal with everyone's opinions of her, of the way she looks as she's like competing at the top of like physical prowess. And you have someone like Piers Morgan who walked off the set of his BS talk show because he got in trouble because his, tried to like defend Sharon Osbourne's like rant that got her fired. So then Piers Morgan like walks off the set of his show and subsequently his show like goes off the air or whatever. He literally walked off the set of his professional show. So what are you talking about? And you'll never know the excellence, the strength, the power. You'll never know it of someone like her. And it like what I posted on Instagram that Waht talked about, I'm like want to cry, obviously. It makes me very upset. But like why I also posted is like we talked about this, I think, too, because there was a video of Venus Williams, right? So when Naomi did the whole thing we talked about, my loves, and she had to like hear everyone's opinion about whether she, was going to leave. They interviewed Venus Williams and they're like, how do you deal with critiques of you and critics like talking about you? And in the most inspirational anthem, nonchalant boss way, she's like, I mean, I'm not verbatim going to do it but for you, but it's basically like, she's like, I really don't pay much mind to the opinions of people who will never compete at my level because they have no idea what I am or who I am. They'll never be able to touch me in any sort of capacity. I don't know what they're talking about, so I don't really have to think about it. And them, I don't let it really affect me. Like, but like, I'm like, it's like, so into your soul, it touches you because it's like, yeah, what are you talking about? You'll never know what it's like to be to do what she does and be who she is, trying to do what she does, and then also be able to accomplish what she does. So like your opinion means nothing, and you have and your own life is no prize. I mean, truly, it's really, really hard. It's hard for me to deal with. I always felt like I'm over this needing any sort of white male's opinion on a female topic at all. I'm over it. I don't need anyone's opinion. Like, I don't need men to come on and tell me about Bravo Housewives. I don't need men to go on daytime panel talk shows and talk about female issues. I don't need men to give me their opinions on female athletes or female superstars. I just don't care. I don't want it. Don't need it. It is valueless. As valueless to me as Venus Williams, I guess, critiques are valueless to her. Like, who cares? Who are you?
Thank you so much, Vanessa, for the super chat. We met Vanessa in real life. This is the Vanessa we met when we went to see Annie and David, right? Vanessa, is this you? Is this the Vanessa we met when we went to see Annie and David?
I was reading your thing. That is so nice. No, I met I don't think Vanessa wasn't at that. You know, at that night.
Maybe it was another Vanessa. Vanessa, let us know. I don't remember. I think it was you.
No, Vanessa, I met you. No, Vanessa's Lebanese and just happens to be Lebanese and just happens to know like a bunch of people I know.
Oh, okay.
I know. Isn't that so funny?
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's what we wanted to say about that. And thanks guys for being with us. So here's another interesting topic.
Shukran, Vanessa. Oh, yes, it was. Great memory, Waht. You throw the, yeah. Okay, Vanessa, I'm so sorry. I was really drunk. Also, I was like in my own world because I had to do comedy that night. And also I met David and Annie for the first time. So God bless, God bless. I'm really sorry, but I love you, Vanessa, and I'm sorry. But also, that was the first time that we've talked since on Instagrams, and now I know you. You know, I don't think of that as being like how we meet. I think of like, you know, la 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 la. Okay, great. Wow.
Yeah, the reason why I remember her is because there was the name Vanessa. I don't know. I just was like, oh, and then there's another Vanessa who's on here, and I keep thinking, is that the same Vanessa? But then I was like, nah, it's not the same Vanessa. Anyways, let's talk about these two interesting individuals. Now, one, I would like to say that before this even came out,
Laura's comment.
before their story even came out, I was on TikTok. And this woman was talking about one of her preschool kids that was scratching themselves. And she was talking, then the little boy or little person said to her, "It's not bath day." And that's when bath day first went on my radar. And I was like, Then I was thinking about it as I was washing my entire body in the shower. I was thinking about the fact that there are people out there who don't wash their legs. And that was a whole thing on TikTok like a year or so ago about like, because even Megan Tonjes made a comment about like this whole thing or commentary about, you know, white people and her being a white woman, not washing their legs. And she was like, what in the, you know, craziness of is this thing, right? So now we have another resurgence of people like honestly saying like, no, I didn't. On the TikTok, I did see somebody stitch it, and that person is half black, half white, but was actually raised by their adoptive white mother or white parents. And she was talking about how bath day is real and that she didn't realize that she was being raised differently than other folks until she went to college and was on the female basketball team. I should just say basketball team. And was in the shower and saw a washcloth and saw like women using the washcloth. And she talked about how she wasn't proud of it, but like that was her reality. Like nobody ever really taught her how to wash herself. Like she was never like in the bathtub where someone was like, okay, here's the washcloth, here's the soap, behind your ears, down here, down belly button, you know, vagina, bum, legs, you know, never had that. So, and then all of a sudden, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are talking about bath day as well. So basically, Mila, she's from an Eastern European country. She says that she didn't grow up with hot water, so they did not take full-on baths all the time. And so she did a lot of spot cleaning. And then Ashton said the same thing. They also said that they don't, if they see dirt physically on their children, then they'll clean it. But otherwise, like, no, just the hot spots. Mila said pits, tits, holes, and souls. And I said to myself, so what about other people in the world who are not white? Like, do you think that black people are just what, like, I want to know what they think everyone else is doing. And she also made a comment stating that she doesn't wash every day because it takes the natural oils out of your skin. I said to myself, then you need to eat some food that has a little bit more oils in them, like, or, you know, put some oil on your skin because they, you know, for all of the commercials out there showing not people of color putting on lotion and Jergens commercials of like body wash, you would think that they would be like, some people who out there look like me in these commercials are washing their entire bodies. Now you have outed your children. Your children are going to school with other kids who are going to look at them sideways because they don't wash. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, you need a little friction. Like I've always loved taking showers and baths. Like I've always really enjoyed water on me or whatever. And I think that because I was always clean, like because my dad my dad raised me, and he is a very clean man. He takes like 2 showers a day, like he's like that kind of like always fresh looking person or whatever. But I think about like my dad, my dad started raising me, and no one really like was in a shower with me at like when I'm like, like 6 or 8, like showing me how to like shower, So I think that there's certain things, female things, that I had to like learn or teach myself. And I had like an incredible thirst and curiosity for beauty, wellness, skin, like at a very early age, I liked products and stuff like that. And I think that, I kind of like equated like hygiene, that kind of stuff, like beauty upkeep with like a whole situation. So having said that, I don't know how other people are raised, and I never heard of bath day. Like I never heard it from my white friends or non-white friends. Like I'm not really so I don't really know like what usually people do or what usually people do. I would ascertain that it's difficult maybe to like sit, to like put on the white people that they don't bathe, but like maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe there's parts of, I don't know. I mean, like I am so in LA and in Orange County, I don't know if there's like other parts. Like I didn't know that Mila said that. I thought that it was like Ashton that said that like we didn't grow up with hot water. I think he's from the Midwest, and I was like, I didn't understand why. So now I understand. Oh, Mila said that. I like didn't understand this. I'm so sorry. I thought it was a podcasting that he had said. But okay. Having said a bunch of nonsense, I even know what I just said just now. You need a little friction. A washcloth is always nice. You don't just like, when you're washing your dishes, you can't just like put it under water and just like put it to dry. You need to like wipe it or put it into a dishwasher and have like a machine do it hardcore for you. And even then there's still some stuff on it, and just like I personally am a big like proponent of either bidets, honey, or like some flushable wipes. Like when we like talking about bathroom time, because I need to like wipe things. I need there to be like wetness. I need there to be like the friction, and I need it to be like clean. By the way, when you were talking about how to like, teach a child, like there's your tummy and there's your vagina, and you said butt, and I thought you were going to call it a vagina, which I thought was one of the funniest things I ever heard. Like clean your vagina, clean your vagina. You need to get like I love a soapy washcloth, just like soapy for days, and just like use it once and then wash it. I don't use a loofah. I think that they're like kind of breeding grounds for bacteria and such. And also they're so scratchy, those like ones that are supposed to be like ribbony, like they don't think they feel good. I really love like just like a small face washcloth, and I love like white ones so I can see like how much dirt I got off. Usually it's just a lot of like dead skin or whatever, oils. I'm a sweaty person, and then I just bleach my washcloths at the end of the day. And it makes me feel great.
Yeah. So my thing is like, I know there has to be people out there who have a bath day. Like I'm thinking of like nomadic tribes who are like in cold areas, like maybe Mongolia, or like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not far fetched out of the realm of my imagination that people would have bath days. I think the issue is that currently in 2021 in the US, where you have lots of money, like, to opt out of bathing as often as not often as possible, but bathing, once a day, and not teaching that to your kids is just really interesting, especially in a time where we're in a pandemic, and like you want to be kind of clean before you touch people, and and if Mila is trying on clothes at stores, I know you're supposed to come home and wash your clothes, right? You're supposed to always do that, but like not all the time does it happen. Or, like, I just think about like the fact that they're not isolated people. there are people who go out into the world and interact with other people, and they've got like, no, they're not doing the skin. Like, and your skin is like one of the biggest organs. It needs love, it needs care, it needs protection. And allowing like the dirt in the air to pile up on your skin, and then in your bed, like, so your bed is a breeding ground as well, because you're not showering your skin. So if you're, so even if nothing negative happens to them and they're happy and healthy for all of their days, like, it's only because everyone around them is bathing all the time, right? Because when you have a lot of people not bathing, that's when you have the plague, right? England knows a lot about the plague, several different times, wiping out lots of people simply because hygiene wasn't really a thing. Like, they would just change their undergarments and not necessarily wash their body because they thought they would get the chill and die. But now that we know better, and now that you're no longer in that world, or you're no longer in your nomadic tribe, or, whatnot, like, it just doesn't make any sense when you don't have to.
Absolutely. But these are attitudes, and they're just these are personal attitudes towards how you live your life and your personal hygiene. And we have to remember also that, yeah, we live in the American culture, and a lot of the world does not view this like we do. They don't think, and so they just don't view it the way we do. Like all of Europe, like a lot of Europes, like a lot of the Europes, like don't have the same, they would consider it hardcore, and I think that there are some scientific studies, right, that talk about, the microbe and your microbiome, and the effects that over cleansing children can have on their immunity levels to certain things, as well as allergies. Kids that are raised on farms tend to have less allergies than kids that have less bacteria and microbes introduced to their surrounding areas as they grow up into adolescence. So the truth of the matter is, however anyone wants to raise their kids and do their lives, as long as it doesn't adversely affect me, I'm fine with. If you are someone who doesn't bathe a lot around me, then you're not going to be around my house a lot. I just can't smell you. I can't have you smelling up my life. I buy too many Lux candles to have body odor in my realm. So, I also makes it definitely. I don't understand not loving a shower and not feeling like a different person afterwards. It's a transformative experience. It's like a little mini aura massage, Yeah.
And to the person, I think it was Laura, who was, I wasn't making a comment that being clean directly led to COVID. I'm just saying that, like, being clean in general with pandemics, and like also not necessarily this pandemic, because there's been other pandemic and epidemics throughout the entire world that I'm referring to when I started speaking about England. So there's that. Also, I do think there's such thing as a hoe bath, like, where you just get a washcloth and you put soap in it and you put water on it and you get it soapy, and then you go through and wash your whole body with that, and then you wring it out, and then you put fresh water on it, then you do that. Like, as an adult, yes, I use a different washcloth every day because I'm buying my washcloth and I'm doing my own laundry. Whereas when I was younger, it was like, I think I had to keep it for like a week or two, and not two, but like a week, the same washcloth. And now I'm kind of grossed out by that, because now I know what it looks like. And I don't know about you guys, like, we never bought white towels. So I just recently, like, when the last 2 years, started buying white towels because of Chris. And I was like, oh, let me see this. Then I was like, but then your towels are dirty. And she's like, you just bleach them. And I was like, oh, so now that's what I do. And yeah, seeing all that whatever on the washcloth when I'm done taking a bath, I'm like, yeah, I need a new towel every day. Like, I need a new towel every day.
Yeah. Also, I never, because obviously, like, when it dries, it, like, in the shower, it gets kind of like crusty and hard. It's like hard, like bread. It's like day old bread. Like, I need a washcloth that's fresh, like soft, fresh bread. You can't just like leave like a piece of bread out, honey, and it's like hard. It's like toast, but it's like dry ass toast, and you're like, wash. But I'm someone who, like, also, because I know I take a lot of showers, I am very cognizant about my moisture barrier because I'm someone who has eczema problems. So I'm someone who then like moisturizes with like, very intense lipid restoring moistures and then like double layers and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, if you were raised with bath time, bath day, it is what it is. And whatever you're comfortable with, whatever your needs are, if they're being met, then they're being met. I just now am more aware of this and will be extra diligent when out into the world, especially trying on clothes and just stuff like that. Like that it's jarring to hear of someone who's so wealthy and can afford it, actively teaching their children like, pits, tits, holes, and souls. Okay. The next thing on the list is that Issa Rae got married, and everyone's like, "Oh, it was a secret marriage," and it just was secret to us. You know what I'm saying? Like all her friends knew, and she just told them not to tell the nosy ass internet, and they didn't. And so she got married in Nice, the south of France, and look at her. This man better not make her ever not happy.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know who this man is, and I'm grateful for it. I'm glad that she was able to keep her life relatively private. But look at her.
Yeah, I love her jewelry shoes. Look at those shoes though,
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I don't know. Okay, can I say something though? I don't know about what he's wearing. Why is he wearing that Waht? Yeah, no, it is. Okay, go back.
I don't have an opinion on it because I don't think, personally, I don't pay enough attention to weddings to comment and say, oh, that's inappropriate or not inappropriate, but it's not something I would do. Like, I feel like men wear boring things to their wedding, and like, I like the fact that he's wearing something different.
Okay, can you just put it back up? Can we talk about it for a second? Okay, let's break it down. Okay, you're like, I know, because I feel like you're mad at me because I love Issa, like, and I know you're Issa stan, but like, you're like, I feel like you're giving me a vibe of like, don't you fucking say anything bad about this wedding or whatever, like Like, I won't say anything bad because I think it's beautiful, and I'm so happy she didn't tell anyone. I think it's hot to keep your business private, but just look it's like a paisley print. Like, is it red velvet and then a paisley print, my love, lapel with a black border and then the paisley print with the black border on two separate pockets like that with a like intense extra sleeve puff that's on the shoulder. Got it. I'm like, it gives me, you know what it is? It's like, is he the maitre d' of like a Cirque du Soleil show in Vegas, like, or my love, like, and maybe that Cirque du Soleil show, the theme is kind of like Southern Western or like a saloon. It's like a saloon pianist. Like, I don't love it. Also, I would say I don't understand its relationship to how beautifully classic and traditional and princessy and gorgeous her dress is. His suit makes not one sense. And then on top of it, because I'm breaking it down, I hate it so much. It's black and red, right? With a darker burgundy for the inlay paisley pattern, my loves. Then clock the like, what is this called? God damn, lapel thing with flowers, obviously the flower, I forgot what they call that. Oh, bouquet. No. Bouchonniere. Whatever, my loves. That one, okay. Then is like springtime white cream with like a peach. It feels like, okay, is his tux like a nighttime themed affair and his flower arrangements is like spring garden wedding? Boutonette, lapel, boutonniere, like, I mean, what is it? What happened there? Was she like, okay, I'm going to have someone be my wedding designer and you just pick up your tux at like the closest tux rental place to the airport at Nice? Like, but having said that, none of this makes a difference because she is very successful and in love and is starting the rest of her life, honey. And I am a bitter Betty, honey, just streaming on live stream at like 9 p.m. on a Sunday. My love's like, oh, it's a Thursday. Don't even know what day it is, like, so that's my life. So yes, I can say whatever I want to say.
Okay, now you guys, this next story. This is more of a think piece. We're going to talk it through, see what you guys think. So we've got a New York City surgeon who married this Miss Connecticut beauty queen a couple years ago. And I don't believe they have children. But anyways, he found out that she used to be a very high-priced escort and made $700,000. And now he wants an annulment. First of all, he's hot. He's quite the handsome mansome. And now, Chris sent this to me, so I'm going to let Chris talk about it.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, he's just a New York, New York surgeon, I think. And he married someone younger than him who is incredibly beautiful. And supposedly in his statement, which is long and rambling, not rambling, but long and lots of points, he checked her phone and got an iMessage saw a flirty situation between one of her clients and him, and realized that, yes.
Flirty situation between one of her clients and him?
And her, her. And obviously started to put two and two together, and then did some other research on things that she had told him, like where she went to school and what she did for a living, and all of that seemed to be not what she said to him. I think that we're supposed to take his side in this, but I like her. He's like, I don't understand why she would keep doing this thing and lying behind my back. And because, she's a prostitute, I want an annulment. And, the truth of the matter is he probably will get it or whatever. And I'm not saying that legally he shouldn't, but what I am saying is my dog in the fight is her. And mama did what she was doing, and she didn't want to give it up for one reason or another, because it offered her maybe like some financial reassurance or, who knows? And I'm like, I hope that she becomes a famous prostitute, because I have always been obsessed with high-priced call girls. I will go back to you in a second. But when I had talked about, like my thirst for hunger and knowledge, I talked about this in my channel. One of the weird 90s books that I became obsessed with was this book called Secrets of the Mayflower Madam. And it was written by the Mayflower Madam. Her name was Sydney Biddle Burroughs, and she was kind of like the Heidi Fleiss of the East Coast, but someone who wasn't addicted to drugs, and who, like obviously Heidi Fleiss was, and someone who had come from old money. Specifically, her parents had ties to the Mayflower, why they called her that, anyway, she created this book. She had this book, whatever, and it's crazy and horrible, okay, and would not stand the test of time to like the logic that we have now as females. But I remember reading the book back to back, and I have always loved high-priced call girls. I have like a fascination, obviously, and God, I hope that she becomes like a huge, like fixture on the like New York scene. I hope that she's hot as hell. I hope she just gets like offers like left and right for the rest of her life. I want us to have like a famous high price call girl that is like a known thing, where she doesn't, yeah. Anyway, that's my whole thing about it. What would you want to say?
So she kept tricking when she was married? Oh yeah, I thought it was she had left the life when she started dating him, and he just didn't know. Oh yeah, he deserves an annulment. He's right. She was dishonest and lied about it. Her profession. Yeah, no, I honestly, I read this wrong. So I was all about to be on her side, and now I'm just like, no, you lied about what you do. And yeah, you had to lie to him, because most people wouldn't want a partner who was actively not necessarily in the sex industry or what is it called, or a sex worker, but she's like an actual worker of the sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like she's a stripper or like even like a girlfriend experience without the sex. Like if she's having sex with men for money or people for money and didn't tell her intended and her husband and hadn't stopped, like, yeah, nah, sis, you don't get that. And if you want to do that, then you find somebody who'd be down, because there are people who'd be down for it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like, I feel like this man is probably, and I'm not saying this is him at all, but as a person of color, this man probably is like, I can't bring this to my family. Like he, maybe that would work with another type of man who, whatever, but like maybe his family is like, our son is a surgeon and he's doing well in NYC and look how handsome he is. I mean, look how handsome this man is.
Strong jawline. Look at that jawline, honey.
Look how handsome he is. You know what I'm saying? And there's a picture of him with his hair all mussed and stuff. And I was like, oh, Daniel Day Kim, giving me Daniel Day Kim vibes. Oh, yeah. And she's cute. But like, nah, she a liar. Can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that he shouldn't. I mean, I get it. It's just that he's obviously very angry. And I guess there's a part of me that's like, you thought you just married some like trophy wife than like some like younger than you trophy wife. And
I honestly feel like it's not like she was just a yeah, you're right. But I don't know. I have a little bit of like interest in beauty queens because I'm like, maybe you do something else outside besides just like, that. So if she's like a humanitarian or like, like into charities and different things like that, then like she would have brought value to his life. Now, he probably did only marry her for the trophy aspect of it. So you're right about that. But yeah, you can't lie. You can't lie. All right. So this is now the segment of this show where we talk about what we're into for the week. And I have something super fun that I want to show you guys what I'm into for the week, because I was watching it at work, and tell me why I almost started crying, because I'm a big baby and that's my life. So anyways, let's share this screen, Chrome tab, this one, and you guys are going to watch.
What's going on? Everybody okay?
They got a call, said there was trouble in the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You all need to look around?
It's a little wet for practice, don't you think? Don't the girls have schoolwork to do? They do their homework. Tundi's first in her class. Lynn and Isha are too.
Now, I don't even mind you saying we hard on these kids. You know why? Because we are. That's our job, to keep them off these streets. You want to check on the kids? Let's check on the kids. We got future doctors, lawyers, plus a couple tennis stars in this house.
The chances of achieving the kind of success that you're talking about is just very, very unlikely.
Okay, you're making a mistake, but I'm going to let you make it. Watch them hit a few balls. All right. So tell me your names again.
I'm Venus. I'm Serena.
So what'd you think? I wrote me a 78-page plan for their whole career before they was even born.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
These girls so great, how come I've never heard of them? They're from Compton.
It's okay. They're just not used to seeing good-looking peoples like us.
She's nervous. Make it step up.
Maybe she ought to take a few more steps up. Just get someplace safe.
I think you might just have the next Michael Jordan.
Oh, no, brother man. I got me the next, too. This next step you got to take. You're not going to just be representing you. You're going to be representing every little black girl on earth.
They're not gonna let you down.
How could you? This world ain't never had no respect for Richard Williams, but they gonna respect y'all. You gonna walk out there with your head up. You are a champion, and the whole world knows it. The most dangerous creature on this whole earth. It's a woman who know how to think.
Yes, Daddy.
Ain't nothing she can't do. You gonna show them how dangerous you are? Venus and Serena. gonna shake up this world.
Come on.
Venus Williams, who is your best friend?
You, Daddy.
Serena Williams, who is your best friend?
Venus. Then you.
That's
Then you. After
unbelievable.
Venus.
Fine. What did they like? How much?
Quick shout out at the beginning, letting you know this video is brought to you by
I'm
Squarespace, the
sorry.
all-in-one platform to build your online.
It's one of my favorite. Go ahead.
What? How much? Did the Williams sisters like get to like be on set and like get to like really mold the narrative of this movie?
I found it because I follow Serena, and she just put it on and said, "This looks like a good one," with a bag of popcorn next to it.
So
And
you're
Well, damn. So like, do Beyonce like Serena and like Simone like do they all just have like this club where they all just go and like hang out? This was, I mean, and I love. Listen, you can say whatever because I feel like there's going to be some critics that are going to be like, oh, it should be called Serena and whatever. I mean, Serena and Venus. But their father really did what he had to do for them. And to have that opening scene be CPS coming to their house talking about like whatever is like, no, absolutely not. No tell.
yeah.
Like the amount of foresight and thought that you have to put in as a parent of like athletes is a lot. But the amount of foresight and thought that as a Black parent, raising your kid in certain environments, like it could easily get you down. Easily. I've seen it happen in my family, outside of my family. I've seen it happen. You know, like my parents' move was to move us out to my mom's move was to move us out to the suburbs, but that's all she had in her, right? Like, but when I see like Black parents, like LeBron's mother and certain Black parents who were actively out there coming to every practice, doing what they needed to do to pay for whatever, you know, actively investing in their children so that their children like can flourish and given opportunities and going out of their way to ensure opportunities, because like they could have, yes, played in Compton forever, but he had to have like taken them out somewhere so that they can get with some team, so they can go to some school to get to some team. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was just really like great. And it was great to see that, you know, Serena co-signed it. So.
Yeah. Obviously. I mean, it would seem like they would. Now, from what I just, and this is my own ignorance, did the father write a book, right? He did, right? Is this based on a book? Oh. I guess that was my question. Is this based on a book or something that I thought he did write that, but maybe I'm not quite sure. And that is on me. Can I turn off my camera for a second so I can go grab what I'm into? But the reason why I have to turn off my camera is because I'm not wearing pants.
Oh, do you want me to just take it off like this? Okay. So yeah, you guys, I was watching that at work and it made me cry. And it made me cry watching it just now because I know how hard it is for, you know, a lot of times when parents like, you know, it's hard for parents to sometimes really kind of step out and do the whole thing for their kids because they're just trying to get by, and to see both of her parents, because I've never really seen her mother's story. So it would be interesting to kind of, if there is a book, to read the book. If not, this is something that Serena co-signed. It may not be 100% accurate of every single thing that's transpired in their lives, because obviously they were children when this happened. So you see things from a different perspective when you're a child. But like, I'm interested now in her other siblings. Didn't know she had 3 other sisters. So like, now I want to see what came of them. So like, I don't know. I just want to support it because I feel like I want to see Will in like a dramatic role. And if Serena supports it, then I want to support her. So there's that. It's just really inspirational. Really inspirational. 100%, Lisa. So that's really what I'm into. Chris, looks like she's back. There we go.
So first of all, if you haven't yet, will you please like this video? We need you to like it. We need you to just like give honey a thumbs up. Thumbs it up so that, like YouTube is like, oh, people are enjoying their life here. This isn't some sort of weird like water torture. The people are just like held hostage, honey, here, and then just like doing whatever they're doing until like the next video just like starts. Okay, so this also is going to require audience interaction. I got new glasses, right? Real glasses. I'm sorry, seeing glasses, because I cannot see. So I have no contacts on, and then I'm going to try on my new glasses with my favorite one last, because that's the one I'm super into. The other ones are okay. Great. Okay, so first and foremost, I got prescription sunglasses. Now, I had a pair of one prescription sunglasses before, but they were polarized. And these ones aren't, which is great because when they're polarized and you're driving with them, you can't actually see like your dashboard if it's like electronics. Okay. All right. So I need you to tell me which one's your favorite. Don't tell me what you're not into, because I already paid for these, so I don't want any negative opinions. Okay. Wow. I love these. I think they're so chic. I think I'll have them for the rest of my life. I feel like Italian. I feel like chic, like metropolitan. Like they're not too big. They're very dark. Okay. One down. They're Ray-Bans. Okay. Yes.
Prescription, right?
Yeah. Okay, 2. Seeing glasses, black rimmed. Yeah, I didn't have any black rimmed glasses, and they're like also like thin right here, Thanks, Waht. Well, you could tell me if you don't like something or not.
I like them all. I'm just letting you have your fantasy moment. You're in full fantasy right now.
Well, I want your opinions.
Oh, yes, they look great. I like the sunglasses, and I do like those as well.
Okay. These are a pair of glasses, honey, that I just got to put into my car, right? Because there's times in which you're like, I have to drive and I can't see anything. Don't have my contacts in. Don't know where my glasses are, but I need to drive. So
keep them in your car.
Keep them in my car.
Yeah.
They're clear.
Yep, I like them.
Okay, and saving the best for last. I want to I feel like this, like Waht knows this. The only other glasses I've ever had, like my glasses right now, I have 2 pairs of square, like tortoiseshell-esque, almost a little bit like Warby Parker looking glasses, but they're not. They're Los Angeles Eyeworks. So Melrose Eyeworks. So anyway, these are all, to me, and for me, very different shapes and like personalities that like is very hard to like, it's very hard to find. Okay, so these are Gucci. Okay, Waht?
Okay.
They came in this beautiful case. Oh, I love them so much.
Did you go to the eye doctor and get fitted for all those?
Yep.
I did the exact same thing, except for I went to zennyoptical.com and got some really great prices.
I didn't get good prices. But I am going to get some light hazel contacts.
Oh, okay. Are they going to be prescription?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I looked into that, but I have an astigmatism, so I would have had to. I'm like, I'm not gonna wear them out, and like I got contacts too, so I got contacts as well, and I got 5 pairs of glasses. These are my favorite pair. I have to wear a bifocal, so these do not have the bifocal in them. I cannot wear the ones with bifocal because it just like. I feel like the bifocal starts too high. It needs to just be right here, and it's not.
Yeah.
And so I can't see past it, and it makes everything blurry.
Yeah. God, isn't getting old crazy?
Yeah.
And but yet we look so young and we feel so young, and we look and feel and act so young,
I don't know if I look young. People tell me I do, but I don't see it. So in my mind, like, just kind of moving through the space.
Okay. I think you look young.
Thanks.
Like right now it's young, like she's young, like I think that the only times I look old is when I'm tired and like frumping around in such a way where I'm like, like I feel like youth to me is like a lightness of steps.
Oh. Yeah, I think it's because I've gained weight that I can see a difference in my face that I'm like now doing things. So like it's but I'll get,
I know. I feel like I mean, just, everyone's feeling a certain way. I will say that like my fitness goals have been really lax because of I had like some feet injuries. And I mean, I'm not someone who's like ever going to just like, it's very hard for me just to not eat unless I'm just truly traveling or something, but if I'm home, I'm eating. And therefore, if I'm not working out, I'm gaining weight. Just like, that's just the way life is, how great a fun thing for me. So I'm going to have to get back into my life a little bit, but I'm excited. I appreciate all of your comments about my glasses. Thank you so much. Youth is a lightness of soul. Yes, it's a lightness of soul, and then therefore it's a lightness of being, I guess. And so I'm a stress eater. Oh, I love to eat. So I'm a comfort eater. I'm a bored eater, comfort eater, lonely eater.
Eater. I'm an eater, so I don't like
yummy like textures eater. Sometimes I want yummy taste eater. Sometimes I just want something to do with my mouth eater. Sometimes I just, like tummy hug eaters. It's like sometimes eating is just like a tummy hug. Honey! La, 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 la. Yes. Cole's in the house. Look at that eyeliner. Yeah. I was trying to give some Chris and Nicole eyeliner tonight. Sharp, honey. Like a Sharpie marker, honey, but like not really that because those are thick. Waht and Chris, are y'all into any new wines?
I think I showed you guys the one I was into, but I just finished this one. I know I finished another one, but I'm not even going to show it to you because it wasn't worth it. So when I was in Missouri, I got a Missouri wine. No bueno.
Yeah, no.
But I really enjoyed this one. It's a little, I already told you guys, I already showed you the last time on what I was into. It's mischievous. It's a hefty price point. It's like $23. I was trying to tell my aunt about it, and she was like, "Oh no, honey, I don't spend more than $7.99 on my wine." And I said, "Okay, girl." And then there's this one, which this is the one I had at my party, and it's a red blend, and it's aged in bourbon barrel for 3 months. So this one is 2019. What I realize now, which is I guess I do. Having a lot of thoughts. People purchase wine and then sit on it and don't drink it for like 2 more years or 3 more years after so that it can age. And then they open it and just like let it sit. And I didn't realize that. So like now I'm like, should I be that kind of collector of vinos? I don't know. But anyways.
Well, you know what? I'm going to really lean into forcing us to, and when I want something, it becomes somewhat obsessive until I get my way. For us to take a sommelier class or like a wine tasting class, like because there's wine tastings you do obviously at wineries, but you're drinking whatever they have there, and they're not talking like unless you can read about it. But I actually would love to take with you like a class or like it's a sommelier being like, this is a classic French blah blah blue, like from the France region, you can really taste the zinc in the soil, like, and that manifests itself and like, whatever. Like, I want that for both of us. I think that it would behoove both of us to have a refined palate, if you will. And if we're going to do something, might as well do it well and being prepared and educated and such. And so, Kristen says Napa. Who's my aunt?
My aunt. She said no to $23.99.
Oh, yeah.
I told her that I'd purchase it for us, and then we'd taste it, and she can tell me what she liked. But she also told me something. I told her one that I like from Trader Joe's, the Badger Hound, and so she's like, "Oh, I have one that I like from Trader Joe's too, but it's a white wine, which I'm not super into white wines, but I'll try it." She says it's very good and very crisp, so I want to see what she's tasting.
And also Monica, yeah. Yes, Monica, yes. Oh, I forgot that I cried and therefore don't have this. I want to say someone else also asked us if we had multiple piercings. We don't. And then I don't have multiple piercings. I mean, we have ears pierced. We don't have anything else pierced. Well, you don't have anything else pierced, right?
When did that person ask that?
They just did.
You feel like
I wanted to say your business. Like you said our business before, like we were having this issue. Were we having some debate about that? I was like, okay, that's whatever. I don't remember that, but that's a lot of, okay, we can bring up business. I guess that's what's on the table. But let me also say this. Waht. What perfumes do you use? Also another question that was asked.
I get migraines. I don't do perfumes.
I like, I really love that Tom Ford, like Neroli Portofino. I think it's just like, it really touches a part of my soul I really, really enjoy. So I use a lot of that. That's my favorite spray for my spray down. Tom Ford, honey, the Neroli Portofino in the blue.
All right, you guys, we're at 1 hour and 26 minutes. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on this Thursday evening. I would love to start this at 7 p.m. instead of 8. I'm now trying to get into bed at 8. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. But then now I have to stay up and watch RuPaul's Drag Race. So like, I'm not going to bed.
Well, can I also ask you this? Can we talk about maybe moving it to Wednesday nights?
Yeah, I now work a schedule where I could allow that. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you wanted to do it early, like if you wanted to do it at 7 on Wednesdays, we could.
Okay.
So, but you know what? We're having this conversation right now because why? Because we would love you guys in this room, as well as when this video is posted, to tell us in the comments when you are available, what would be the best time for you, since I think we mostly would have to do nights because Waht works in the day. So I actually want to do a Friday. I'm going to start a show on my channel, and it's going to be called like Following Friday. I've already decided it. And it's going to be in the daytime. Like I either want to do like 11, 12, 1, like somewhere in that, where I guess just talk about everything that I follow throughout the week.
That's good. I'm excited for you.
Yeah. But having said that, we please leave a comment. Tell us like, oh, if you did Wednesdays for some reason, it would be better. Or if you did Wednesdays at 7, it would be better. For some reason, that's better for me than Thursdays at 8, or we would love to, we love seeing new names. I love seeing new names. I know Waht does too in the chats. And it's always so exciting for us to like, and not that we don't love our old names too, but it's exciting to see people who like have just maybe like listened to a couple of lives and then never been there in real life to like join, as well as people commenting like, I've never said anything before, but I love you guys. It's always so exciting. So yeah, having said that, please comment, tell us what time would be good for you, as well as what you feel about our stories and what stories you were interested in. And will you have a Saweetie Happy Meal? No? Why?
Because I'm not going to go to McDonald's and get a Sweetie Happy Meal. Like McDonald's are for desperate times for me. McDonald's is a desperate times meal. Like when I can't think of anything to eat, I'm this close to getting a migraine, and I am past the ledge into hangry. Then I'm like, all right, McDonald's, 2 cheeseburger meal, and a Sprite. Because I know it'll get me through. Mm-hmm. I would drink their unsweetened iced tea, but it's like water, honey. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't want it. I don't need it. Okay. It's whack. But anyways, there's that. But I got to go. I'm tired. And I got to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. And I still have to wash my entire body. from here down to here.
Your vagina and your vagina?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to do your more than just your holes and soles?
Yeah. Oh, holes in Jesus Christ. Oh, it's like New York City when people didn't like wash their feet after coming. Oh, ugh. Okay. Anyways, I want you guys to remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.
Yes, and whatever I usually say. Take care of yourselves and one another. Stand up for what you believe. Make art. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Chris O'Farah. Private Facebook group, Vanity Farah. We love you so much. That's Just Call Me Waht. We hope you have a great rest of your week, honeys and bunnies.